Attention! The National Weather Service has issued a hurricane warning for the entirety of the National Hockey League. Please stay tuned for further information from the Storm Cellar.
Welcome back. Special edition of the Storm Cellar. Ray and I are here to really briefly touch on the Four Nations rosters. So the Four Nations Faceoff, Montreal and Boston are the host cities. I have secured my tickets, my birthday present for Finland, Canada, and probably for the finals. I'm super excited, but this should be really good hockey. I mean, looking at the rosters, Ray, like,
it's funny. There's a lot of the pundits have been trying to decide like who is the, favorite going into this one. I think Vegas put the line as Canada the favorite, which I have to question that. I love the Canadian lineup, but there's no deeper team than the U.S. in this one. The deepest team in this tournament is the U.S. They have a little bit of everything, and especially goaltending. I mean, look at Brad. Yeah. If you had to win a tournament, would you want it to be Connor Hellebuck, or do you want it to be Binnington or Aiden or Montembeault?
And it's not just that. So I'm with you. Like, I'm not a Binnington fan. The dude's a loose cannon. Like, he was a very good goalie during their cup run. Give him that.
Yes, no question.
I don't think we've seen that since. But if you look at the group, because it's Hellebuck, Ottinger, and Swayman has fallen off. But in a tournament like this, I would throw NHL stats out the window a little bit, right? It's a different kind of, it's not all-star weekend open, no defensive hockey, but it's more of like Olympic style hockey generally.
Yes.
And I think things will get physical because, it is what it is, right? It's these teams are going to see a lot of each other over 2 weeks. Right. Yeah, if you're telling me that I'm choosing between Hellebuck, Ottinger, and Sway, or Binnington, Hill, Montembeault, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Valimaki, Lincoln, and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Yeah, not They're bad.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd almost probably rather have them than Team Canada than
There's no question. Like that's where the real difference between these four teams is, because they're all solid. Make no mistake, Sweden's got a great lineup, and so does Finland. Like
Finland. Go ahead.
There's some real talent just everywhere in this lineup, except for when you're comparing goaltending, and it's going to be tough.
Yeah, Dominic or somebody from the Athletic had them all ranked and everything, and and he had the U.S. at like a plus 256 the way he was doing points, and like Canada was right behind them, and then Finland was like clearly last, and I'm like, I would not count that Finnish roster out for a second.
No.
Not that I'm biased, but I'm biased.
Canada light. I love them. They play if Canada's not winning it, I'm cheering hard for Finland. I love the way they play the game, and they've got all the talent in the world too. Like, it's not, this is going to be an amazing tournament.
It really is. I cannot wait. And
the best part about all of this,
as an American, Ray,
I'm
pulling for Team Finland.
Are you?
Come on, man. It's Aho, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It's our Finns. We love our Finns. We always have. I mean, and guys who aren't on our team, but I still like. I mean, even though he's a Panther, Barkov, right?
Oh,
Rantanen, Heiskanen.
Hakanpää.
I forgot that Finland has Jussi Saros. They're number one. Not a bad, No, the Preds have not been good, but that's not his fault. Mikael Granlund, who I said last week on the show, I think I said, when he was a Pred, I would have liked to have had that guy, right? I mean, were you surprised at all about Line? Being he literally just came back like 2 days ago. I was a little surprised. I mean, he's that good, but
Yeah, a little that Line was picked, but then when you look at the talent, it's hard to ignore. And further to all of this, he's got 2 months to prepare.
Right.
I think by the end of those 2 months, if he, and I don't wish injury on him, if he's not injured, he's gonna be he's gonna be something to behold in that tournament.
Hmm.
Here's a
And
question
and
for
let's
you.
go for it.
I just thought of this. So, first of all, um, there was a complete surprise in the selection of our very own Seth Jarvis. Okay.
Yes.
Selected
Love
to
that.
Team
Love great
Canada,
pick.
loved the pick, but there's been a lot of heat on that pick because guys like Shifley, like Wilson, and a few
Lyman,
others. Yeah.
Tavares.
Now, Hyman has been less than this season.
Yeah, and
Had
I think people have thrown his name out there because he scored 70 goals last year. Is that
right.
right? 70 point. Yeah, so
See,
yeah, no, 70 goal.
he
Yeah,
had
yeah,
a
70 goal season last year, including the playoffs. Like all told. But
yeah,
okay, well, what have you done for me lately?
exactly. He is less than this season, and I think he people might see or are suggesting he may have played himself out of it. Shifley has been great and certainly deserving of being on the team. We
Hmm.
can't send 50 players to these tournaments. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like there's a
I mean,
select few, and you're flipping coins, right? In the end, you're flipping
yeah.
coins. But this is great. What I'm curious of is the game that you're going to get to watch in Boston.
Oh, I can't wait. I hope it's a
Jarvie,
slugfest.
Jarvie versus Aho. And I can't even imagine what the chit chat is like right now. Never
Oh,
mind
how
Aho
good.
and Jarvie squaring off against Slavin
Yeah.
for Team USA. What?
It's gonna be, and don't let's not leave out Tavo Teravainen, you know,
Nah,
getting the
yes,
band
that
back
was a
together on
nice
that one.
selection.
It's to go back to the Jarvis point. Is Tavares a better offensive forward than Jarvis? Yeah, but you already have
Mm,
McDavid, Crosby, Point, and Cirelli down the middle. What you
yeah,
need is somebody who does what Seth Jarvis does, which is, I mean, I was looking today, I was reading, in terms of 5-on-5 defensive forwards, like he's currently the best in the league. Like, they're talking about Selke. I think it's too early. I don't know that you're going to get a Selke in your first year doing that. But you don't
yeah,
need John Tavares to not play defense. You already have McDavid and Crosby in Point to put up points. What you need
exactly.
is who can shut down the other team, and that's Seth Jarvis, right?
Well, and never mind that. Like Tavares doesn't have as much heart as Jarvis does. Just doesn't.
No,
I remind
he's old.
everyone, I remind everyone the heart that was displayed last season when Seth Jarvis, on a busted up shoulder from game 2,
Mm-hmm.
played full out every game, hustled back. He was a 200-foot player. There was never a play where the Hurricanes were looking at giving up a grade A chance.
Mm-hmm.
And if he was on the ice, he was doing everything he could to make it stop,
Yeah,
like
100%.
skating himself into a wall.
Yep.
That's the type of excitement that you're going to see in this one. I think everyone says, you know what? This is the first best on best in a while. And, it's not for the Olympic medal or anything like that. But you just know once
Yeah.
you start putting on that jersey for your country, it changes. This is going
Mm-hmm.
to be no one's going to be taking a night off. No one's going to be slacking. It's going to be some of the best hockey that we have seen in a far, far too long.
Right. And I think that's part of why Jarvis was picked too, right? He didn't make the juniors a couple years ago, right? He was the odd man out. And I
Yeah,
think if you're Team Canada, you have to go, okay, the next time, the next time we're doing this a couple years, who's going to be on this team? And you can put a bunch of old dudes on the team, but you need fresh blood, right? You need to start bringing in the next generation of guys, right? Which is I was a little surprised like Cole Caulfield didn't make the American team with the season
that
he's
struck
having.
me as funny. Yeah,
16 goals. I was like, Now I know some people said Tage Thompson was the other one, but I think then you
Tage
get into the
Thompson.
nitpicky.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't know.
Uh,
I don't think, you know.
I'll tell you what, if it were me, and I'm not sure who I would have left out, but Thompson is definitely needed to be in over someone. And I do pick him before Caulfield,
Oh,
even though
yeah.
he has been amazing for the team that shall not be named. I'm not criticizing him one bit. Like he is lights out playing just amazing hockey. Like there's just so much talent in this.
Right. That's part of the discourse and the decision, right? Is you want to play these guys in their best positions. So it's like you're not taking the best players, right? You're
Right.
putting together the best team, which means some of your best players. It's it's the old Herb Brooks mentality, right? It's straight out of Miracle, right? 1980. Uh, I'm not looking for the best players. I'm looking for the right players.
Well, they all have. I mean, these are all some of the greatest players in the league, but they all have different roles. And when you go into a short, like each team's only going to get 3 games to decide if they can make it to the final.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a lot of time, and for everyone to get together and know how they play with everyone. So you gotta, if you pick all talent and scoring or whatever, who is your D? Even the
Right.
guys on D, like do you want a shutdown guy? Like, yeah, you need, made sense. Some
Yep.
people some people considered not putting Slavin on the US squad.
I
And I'm
thought that was
thinking to
funny.
myself, that would have been the ultimate snub. And one as a Canadian, I would have been delighted with. Because then and Aho and Jarvis don't have to play against the best shutdown defenseman in the league.
Right.
Like, I'm so looking forward to this. And I'm so jealous of you. I mean, Canada, Finland in Boston,
That's gonna be a dope
that's
game.
going to be
And it's an
great.
afternoon, it's a matinee.
It's,
It's a 1 p.m. on President's Day for us, I think it is. So,
oh, nice.
it's gonna be like you're gonna leave the arena, like there might actually be a little light outside, like, you know.
Yeah.
I'm
And
definitely I'm looking for a Finn jersey to wear. I found a really sweet one that I like, but
oh yeah,
yeah, I have not pulled the trigger.
that's
I was like,
that.
ooh,
You know what? That's another thing. I haven't found anywhere with legit jerseys for these teams.
it's
What
hard.
is the
Places like Cool
NHL
Hockey have
waiting
had them in
for?
the past. Yeah. So I think they announced. They think the jerseys came out today. So
Oh, did they?
I think it was today. Yeah, I think what I saw was a picture from today. Because I was actually even thinking like I'll take like a Teravainen like Jokerit jersey or something. Like
Oh, that would be cool.
I
That
mean,
would
that's
be
just a neat
really cool.
jersey, but yeah, I mean, the plain kind of plainish blue and white, with the thick stripes, like really like that.
Yeah.
So,
Um, this is going to be such a great tournament. I'm very much looking forward to it.
mhm.
Have you picked a winner?
um, if I was gonna put money on it, and I won't, oh man, it's hard to say. I
Hmm.
I would say the U.S. not because I think they're the best team, but I think like we said earlier, I think they're the deepest team,
Yeah.
and I think that comes into play.
Oh, I mean, it totally does.
And the goaltending. I
Uh,
mean, you know,
yeah,
and the when I mentioned, like, you know, in terms of depth, part of it is if you have Ottinger backing up Hellebuck, you know, no offense to Sway, but
those,
I would sort him third unless something changes
no
drastically.
question.
You know, the question is, can they stand up against Crosby, McKinnon, Marchand, McDavid, Point, McCarr, Hagel, Jarvis, Konechny, Marner, Reinhardt? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
It- Here, here's a weird question. I mean, I think the Americans should be the team that wins this. But my question to you is which of these national teams loses the most with injuries? Who
oh
stands to
gosh.
lose the most? If there's an injury, of course, they've got players that are waiting in the wings to be brought in.
Hmm.
Who stands to lose the most with an injury?
Oh, they're NHL teams. Can I take
Well,
a
yeah,
pass and
true
say they're
enough,
NHL
right?
team? I don't know.
I
I
would
mean, they're all so loaded. I just feel like, you know, anybody gets hurt in this tournament, it's a big deal. Like there's nobody expendable. You know what I mean? Like there's no, you know, if any of these guys get
yeah.
hurt, their NHL team's going to be upset. So luckily,
See,
you know, I'm not looking, don't
I'll
think it's
say
going to happen, but
this.
just
For me, I think Team Canada stands to lose the most, especially if the injuries come to any one of McKinnon, McDavid, Sidney, Crosby. I mean, we have the one thing that Canada has going for it is, I think, the elite best forwards in the world.
Mhm.
I think we could say that. We may not be as deep, but they have the best forwards in the
Right.
world. Now, if either one of them were to get hurt, it's lights out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
You know, they stand the most to lose.
you know, I was going through the rosters with your question, just trying to think of who has been injured recently and who is older and just, you know,
Yeah.
who probably would love to be taking a 2 week vacation. I mean, playing for your country, obviously, for these guys is super important, but you know, that those breaks normally, you know, are a time to heal up and get to it. And it's not like it's an all-star game, right? It's not like you're just doing a skills competition and then whatever.
And just,
You're playing
yeah.
real hockey. Yeah, you know, this is not an all-star thing. Like this is real hockey. These guys are going to go at it. So
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to it though. I want to see Aho and Jarvis not really fight, but I would love to see them like at the end of a period, like drop the gloves in jest or something. That'd be hilarious.
that would be something for sure. Or yeah, or you know, because they'll be shaking hands after every game. I can assume they're going to be shaking hands after every game,
Yeah, one would
and
hope.
you know, and so it'll be great having you know, Jarvis put on Team Canada by surprise. I mean, we all knew Aho was in. He's been
Hmm.
the face of Team Finland, but I don't think there was no way to predict that both Jarvis um, and Slavin would be on their respective teams. I mean, Slavin seemed like a slam dunk and would be, but no one talked about him.
Yeah, he's never in those conversations for Norris and stuff, and he should be. And I think a lot of it's like, well, does he get the nod then or not?
Yeah. So,
And Team Sweden, you know, we haven't really talked about them, but I mean, they've got some elite talent there. You know what I mean? I mean,
scoring in a big
you
way.
know, yeah, Willie Nylander's on there, right? Zibanejad's had a bad season so far. He's not been as good 5-on-5 the last couple of years, but you know, they got, you know, Hedman, Carlson, Forsberg,
Oh,
uh, Pedersen, Bratt, you know, Arvidsson,
Brat's a stud.
Raymond. Like, I mean, same
Y-
thing. I mean, you just go up and down. That's probably the coolest part of getting to go to those games is going to be.
mm,
It's one thing to see two like your team, right, that you love, but it's high profile guys and then lunch pail guys and
Yeah.
fill-ins, and this is all names that everybody in the building should know.
best on best. And we haven't
Best on
seen it
best.
in so long.
I know. This is going to be just amazing.
It's been so long. So much fun.
Woo.
We hope you're going
Well,
to enjoy it. There'll be lots of time to discuss this too, because there is still, again, a little over 2 months to figure out how the teams are going to shape up, see how the lineups are going to change depending on, anything. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We got the teams picked. Get out there, pick up a jersey, get ready to enjoy, get your seats. If you're in Montreal, going to Montreal or Boston, get a seat. I mean, you won't, buy a seat, but you won't need it. The hockey's going to be great. There's no question.
Yeah, and if you're coming to Boston, like hit us up. Let me know.
Yes,
Before Hurricanes
absolutely.
game, sometimes we try and go to Hurricane O'Reilly's and eat and get in there. And for a matinee date game, I'm 100% going to do that. So if I can figure out who's coming to the game, we will make sure that you have a good time.
It's going to be outstanding.
I will make sure.
Can't wait.
So,
and while
awesome.
we're talking about all of this, the Hurricanes are getting ready to take on Colorado.
6 minutes.
6 minets away.
As long as they don't give up a goal in the next 7 minutes, it'll be a better start than last time.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Yeah, let's not see a Avalanche goal in the next 7 minutes.
Yes,
then we'll go from there.
If we could put that off, that would be appreciated. So
that'll be lovely.
Wedgwood, I think it is, gets the start tonight.
I wanted Georgiev in the worst way.
Me too, because this is my man's first game with the Avs, so he's pitching a shutout.
It's going to be
feel it. He's first game on the road against the Canes with a new team. He is probably going to be the first goal scorer.
Yeah. Tough one. But
really. I think they can handle it though. Hopefully they had a little meeting. Rod was displeased. Rod understands that the constant switching the lines isn't helping. Something else has got to go. It's a mental thing. Like the boys got to get their butts in gear.
Yeah. There's really only one thing we can do though to prepare for this and wish the best for the boys and to congratulate Sebastian Aho, Seth Jarvis, and Jaccob Slavin. The best thing we can say, go Canes.
Go Canes.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Ray and I greatly appreciate your support in helping us produce an informative and fun podcast. As always, we'd like to say that we believe hockey is for everyone. Whether you're a Caniac or a bunch of jerks, doesn't matter, as we're just a couple of jerks anyway. We would love to hear your questions, comments, and suggestions. We will do our best to answer anything hockey related. You can reach us via email at stormcellar97@gmail.com. On Twitter, we are at stormcellar97, and on Facebook at facebook.com/stormcellar97.